can't fucking. This is bullshit. Snippy's not even here yet. This is fucking bullshit. I can't deal with this shit.
We're gonna do this review sometime today.
That's what you get for sneaking up on me, you stupid bitch. Oh, come on, give me a hand with this. Come on, help me up. Come on, help him up. Let's go.
Alright, well, I got this. Alright, we're good, good.
Welcome back, my royal disciples, to my next dubbed anime review, and we will be reviewing Elfen Lied, and today I have, again with me, Simply Stimpy and Canaanite. Our first topic that we're going to be covering will be the soundtrack. I personally thought the soundtrack was really good, especially the opening. The opening has to be good with me. I mean, that's you need that in an anime. The opening is a big part of my ranking towards the final and rating and ending and all that. So I think the opening was really good. I thought the soundtrack for the overall anime was lacking in certain parts, certain drama scenes. I felt like it was the same thing as the opening, but without the chants in it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I thought about the soundtrack. Nothing really too crazy that popped out at me where I said, oh wow, that's awesome, but I still thought it was a really good soundtrack. I'll rank it right now. I'll give it a B+. Stimpy, what did you think of the soundtrack?
Well, what I thought, I wasn't a huge fan of the opening. You know, I don't know why. It just seemed a little boring. It made me, like I told you before, I wanted to snort cyanide while slitting my wrist at the same time.
It had a lot of deep meaning. The whole thing was
not even the deep meaning. It was just so slow, and it felt like
it was very slow.
I just wanted
but
to
it
die.
had a lot of meaning to it. I still
It had meaning. But the rest of it, like the dramatic music and stuff like that, I thought was pretty good. But I'll go ahead. I'll give it. What do I want to give it? I'll give it a B.
A B?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess.
Just because of the dramatic music, that's what I like that stuff.
Yeah, okay. And what did you think of the soundtrack, Canaanite? Get up. Come on, it's your turn.
We're doing the review.
Yes, we're doing the review.
Yeah,
We're on the
come on.
soundtrack, come on.
Dude.
Where have you been?
Where the hell have you been? Come on now. You were here the entire time.
The soundtrack was good. You know, it was...
Can't believe you where the heck? You were here.
What?
Alright, soundtrack.
Alright,
what did you
just
think?
proceed, man. Proceed.
The soundtrack was a little lackluster for me. It was not quite up to par with other anime soundtracks.
So what are you gonna give it?
Yeah.
There's your marker, man.
Right. Stay with us.
How do you not know where you put your marker?
I'm gonna give it a D.
That's a D. I guess that would look like it. I guess that's a D.
Didn't quite do it for me.
Alright, well, a D.
Well, all right then.
Alright, and our next category is characters. I personally loved most of the characters. There was only one character I didn't really like, and that was one of the main characters' cousins. What was his name? Coda.
Coda, very good.
I'm bad with names, even though that's probably the easiest name in this anime. Coda's cousin, I don't even remember her name, I hated her so much. I didn't like her at all. But besides that, all the characters I really liked. Lucy, Coda, Nana, and Mayu, and all of them, they're all really good characters. They all had a role in it. I feel like his cousin had a role in it, but it wasn't, she should have been less of a crying bitch. Every 5 minutes she was crying about something. But besides her, I enjoyed the characters, and I feel like they all had a really good part, even though some of them were a little dumb. Like, they had lines that didn't, like, what are they even doing sometimes? But I will rate the characters, I'll give it an A-, because I personally loved all the characters.
Right,
what did you think, Stimpy? I'll go with Stimpy.
Oh, you're going with me this time. Okay. I like the characters. I thought they were all, for the most part, really good. Like you said, I didn't like the cousin really at all. I thought it was kind of weird. It felt like an inbreeding type of thing.
I didn't know what was going on there.
I thought we were in West Virginia.
I think they
for a
were
minute.
family, friend, cousin type deals. I hope that's what
That's
it was.
cool.
So like I was saying, this seemed kind of like this was probably made in like the southern part of Japan or something.
Yeah, pretty
But
much. But
it was a
my
little
favorite
weird.
character, I liked Lucy. Lucy was pretty awesome.
Lucy was my favorite female character.
Yeah, when she was normal, when she was herself, not new. You know what I mean? I liked that Lucy.
Yeah.
And then Nana, I thought was pretty cool. I liked her. You know, everybody else seemed to be slightly average for me, but I guess characters. Yeah, I'll go with a B again. Why not?
Alright. Game night? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. The characters were good. You know, as far as my favorite, I'd probably have to say Lucy. Once again, the normal side of Lucy. You know,
Normal side.
Yeah.
Define normal. The one that murders people or
Yes,
the one that
that
says
one.
one word?
That one.
Maybe a little bit of both.
I don't know.
But yeah, I agreed with what both of you guys said. The characters were pretty average in my opinion, but I think for my grade
Why do you keep the marker there?
for the characters, where else am I gonna keep it?
And
Why would I put it in my hand?
Just
logic.
I'm gonna give the characters a C.
All right.
Wait. Oh, crap. Sorry.
he's changing his rating.
No, yeah, sorry. I did it backwards.
Oh,
Oh.
apparently he did it backwards.
C for the characters.
Let's see.
I like your sunglasses there.
And our next category is the story. And the story was my favorite part. It starts out on this facility type deal in the middle of you don't know where. And this subject is pinned to a wall and she apparently rips these people to shreds and escapes this facility. And the government, it's all about the government having this secret facility testing these people that are called the Diclonius. They're not really people, I don't know what they are. They're said to be the end of humanity. And I personally thought it was a really interesting story, unlike most animes where it takes place in a school or someone's house or something like that. I think this was a really crazy story.
Definitely original.
Yes, it was very original.
Yeah.
And the main characters of this story were Lucy and Coda. Mostly Lucy, but Coda had a big backstory to it and was involved in Lucy. I'm not going to give everything away for those of you who haven't seen it. There are going to be spoilers in this video, but I'm not going to give everything away just in case you haven't seen it before. But I personally, the story was my favorite part. I felt like it was the most original and engaging. And the first time you watch it, the first episode, you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on here? I have no idea what's going on at all. You have no idea where is it. It doesn't give you anything. It doesn't. You're just in the middle of a facility, slaughter everywhere, blood everywhere. Very bloody and gory story, but it's very good and engaging. And I'm going to give the story an A+ in my book. This is my second favorite anime, and it really kept me going with anime. I just really enjoyed it a lot. So, what did you think of the story, Stimpy?
Well, me, I thought the story, like you said, it was original and everything like that, but I don't know why. Just at times during it, I caught myself, kind of getting away from it. It seemed like a bit too much. I don't know why. Maybe too much backstory and too many flashbacks in random episodes like that. I don't know. That's just me.
It was,
I
a little overdone. Yeah, I could see it was a little.
Yeah, that's why it's.
But
me,
I still enjoyed it.
I'm not as enthusiastic as you are about it. I don't know. It's just I catch myself, either kind of dazing off, where I'm starting to daydream during it, just because at times, it keeps bringing you back to random things and getting away from the story.
I just liked how it made it seem, it was kind of like a slap in the face against people and humanity. I really liked it. Made it seem like people were the bad guys in this. They tried to really make it seem like people were the bad guys in this. Even though the Diclonius are killing these people and slaughtering them, they usually have a reason for it. Or they start off at a bad point in their life and people are just dragging them down, so they go insane and kill all these people. And I really felt like I liked how it made humanity seem like a bad thing, like a bad thing altogether, and they just wanted to end it. And I really liked that. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
That was a different viewpoint.
It really reminds you of kind of the old stories like E.T. and stories like Stephen King's
I feel like that's what the
Firestarter.
government would do, is like if something was different, some person was born different with these powers or anything, even if like they have horns out of their head.
They'd be
I
on
feel
the
like,
run.
yeah, it wouldn't even be like, I don't know, people just don't give people a fair chance. I consider them people. The only thing different about them is they have horns. And the only reason I think they use their vectors against people is because of the way people are.
Yeah, it's natural instinct.
They've been
just-
treated like shit since the beginning, so I mean they're gonna
Yeah.
start to fight back. They're gonna have
It's
enough
just-
of it. You know what I mean?
But
But for me, because of what I said earlier, I'm gonna give it a C.
I don't agree with that at all.
I
But
know.
Yeah, I actually really like the story, and I agree with him that I think it was probably the best part of the whole anime.
yeah,
You know, I love stories that involve the government and these types of things where the humanity is really the bad guy, you know, and you have these types of people who are different and they're persecuted for that.
yeah.
And
Taken in these facilities, studied, tortured,
yes,
whole bunch of experiments on them.
I just thought it was a bit overdone though, because I mean you have that
The
random
government,
girl.
I don't
Think
even, no,
about
I'm not
it,
even
you
gonna
have-
say anything, but I mean,
You
I
have
feel
the
like-
girl who was like raped by her parents and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden everybody's turning against her and saying, "Oh, you're a sack of shit. You know, nobody likes you. What are you doing here?" That type of, I don't think people.
Yeah, that
do
was overdone.
Yeah.
That one part was overdone.
I thought
I
in
feel like
some
they
parts
didn't need
it
to.
definitely was. I don't think anybody would butcher a dog just because someone's different though,
yeah,
and someone
Yeah.
cares about it.
that was the main issue that I had.
Japan.
I mean, well,
I mean,
yeah.
you go back and watch this anime in Japanese, it'll probably seem a lot more sick and cruel.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
imagine all
would.
that in Japanese.
I don't
like,
want Yeah, it would. Like this is
Right.
Japan we're talking about. They skin live animals.
That's true. That's true.
You know, another thing that I really liked about this story and the way that it was executed was that a lot of it, especially in the beginning, has a lot of sci-fi horror kind of a feel to it. You know,
Which is different. Not a lot of animes.
Yeah.
It's very hard to even do that with that anime. Same thing seem bloody, gory, and horror. I mean, there's very few animes, and not a lot of them get that right. I feel like
Well, the reason I gave it a C was mainly for execution. It wasn't so much for the story.
Yeah, I
That's-
understand why you gave it
yeah.
a C, but I still disagree pretty harshly. I still think it wasn't that overdone that you give it that grade. I give it an A plus, and you give it a C.
Well, I-
Bullshit.
yeah.
Bullshit.
I partially agree with him and I partially agree with him. So, for me, I think I'm gonna have to give for my rating for the story. I think I'm gonna have to go not a C, but not an A. I'm gonna have to go with a B.
And that is apparently a B as well. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No further
Nothing
questions.
to say there.
Good story. Good story.
Yes, indeed. It was a very engaging story.
Good handwriting too.
Blow
Thank
me
you.
away.
Thank you.
And finally, we come to our ending and final rating category. And for me, the ending is one of the biggest parts, if not the most important part of any show or movie or anime. The ending can make or break the entire rating for me. And the ending I really, really liked a lot in this anime. That's almost as good as the story for me. The fact that you have to really think about it. When the first time you see it, you're not going to know what the heck just happened. You're going to watch it and you're going to have to rewatch it again and maybe even look it up to understand what were they trying to do with this ending. But I'm not going to spoil anything. It's just, I'm going to say it's a really good ending and worth watching, but I think that's as far as I'll go into it. I'm going to give it the same rating as story. Ending, final rating, A+.
Well, yeah, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
That's a pretty strong rating. I liked the ending, and I also agree with his statements that ending is the most important aspect to me of any story. You know, if you have a bad ending, it can ruin the whole thing. And here, I don't think the ending was perfect, but I think it was good.
I thought it was really good.
I thought it was a good way to wrap up the story, and
There's a lot of meanings behind. There's like 3 different types of meanings and viewpoints to this ending, and the fact that some people will look at it wrong. Like, how could you forgive this girl for doing what she did? How can you get over what this woman did to to Coda? I'm gonna say Coda and Lucy are the main story, as you know.
those were my thoughts when we first watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, how can this
How-
idiot...
But you have to look at it at a different viewpoint. It's
Yeah, he can't explain.
you can't if the girl you love fell in love with as a child, did what she did to him, and it would be really hard. It's a really hard thing to do. I don't know. It's just a very.
To me, that kind of comes off though as like, well, we can't explain it. It just seems like a cop out to have this love story kind of ending.
I think that's kind of.
I see where he's going.
I know where he's going with it too. I still just think I really liked the ending, and there's different ways to look at it to make it so it's even better. You look at it in a better way. And unlike the last anime, I feel like it didn't need any more episodes. I feel like they did as much as they could. They didn't introduce like 12, 15 characters. There's like 5, 6 characters and then a couple side characters. And so they didn't really need to have a whole lot of episodes to explain all these characters too much. So all around, I think it was great. Leading up from the beginning to the end, it was great. First time I watched it, I was on the end of my chair the whole time trying to figure out shit, what the heck's going on. And then as soon as I figured it out, it hit me like, wow, that was great.
What'd you think? Rating wise?
Rating.
Yeah, it was, overall I think it was a good ending, and overall I think it was a good anime, not my favorite, but, let's see here.
It's a tough decision.
It's a tough decision for me. Tougher than the last review that we did. I think, overall, good ending, not perfect in my opinion, but I think that the story and everything and the way that it all unfolded and the way that it turned out, I think was good enough that it outweighed any negative feelings that I may have about this. So I think I'm gonna have to go with a C+.
Alright.
It's my final rating.
Stimpy?
Those letters are killing me. But
don't you agree with him?
Hey,
believe me, I'm not gonna agree with him. I'm not. Joel?
what's your problem?
What?
What's the problem?
No, C plus. Come on. I feel like they. Oh.
Because it's not an A, because it's not like you, it's different, so you gotta criticize it?
Hey,
there you go.
people like
You can't
that.
admire
There you
somebody's good work.
Like government.
Alright.
There you go. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to agree with him. You're right on that. But, I did like the ending. I did like the way they ended it. It kind of left it open, like what's going to happen after that.
It left. You
bit.
really wanted to know, but at the same time,
you wanted to know, but
it kind of would have like, I don't know how to describe it.
It would have defeated the ending had they gone on with it. I know.
It would have defeated the meaning. All the meanings out the window. Yeah.
I definitely did like it. It definitely wasn't my favorite anime, I can say that much. But it was the first one I watched too. So I mean, but anyway, one of the
that
first
or
ones
Angel
anyway.
Beats.
Yeah, it's either one. I'm not really sure. Anyway,
I can't remember. It's been so many.
But you're right. I'm not gonna agree with him because I'm gonna just give it a C.
I don't want you to agree with me.
Good, because I don't want to write letters like that.
I'll be the minority.
Because I don't want to write letters like that.
See, that's the best you have to offer this.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Looks like a pretty kick-ass C+ to me.
I don't know. That kind of. I don't even know what that looks like. That
Looks
kinda,
like a face.
It almost looks like an ear.
Yeah, I can
It
see
almost looks like an ear.
Yeah.
I don't know
Exactly.
what this kid's
Only
on
a true
right now.
anime fan is gonna understand that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Look at this. What do you call that? What is that?
A D!
Oh, okay. That's what that is.
What do you call it?
I call it a squiggly line with another line on it.
Yeah, because you're stumping
That.
them over there. That's pretty architecturally
Hey,
correct.
it
All right,
is
before I start throwing fists. All right, no more arguing.
Please, no more.
I can't believe you didn't at least give it a B though. I mean, like, come on. I felt like it was totally worth at least a B by anybody.
Well, I didn't. It didn't.
I'm not judging you because you have a different opinion.
It wasn't
judging
like
you because
a,
you have a bad viewpoint towards this.
It wasn't like when you mention anime, this isn't one of the first ones I think of. It doesn't stand out, so I gave it an average rating. I could.
How does it not stand out?
It just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know why.
I,
Probably
This
because
is the most memorable one almost for me.
probably because of the execution of the story. That, like I said, that's really what lowballed it for me. You know.
Say no more.
All right.
Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this dubbed review of Elfen Lied. Personally, it's my second favorite anime, and I'm going to leave a link to Simply Stimpy and Canaanite's YouTube channel in the description below. Don't be afraid to give this video a like. Let us know what you thought in the comments, whether you agree, disagree, what you thought of the anime overall, if you've seen it before. If you haven't seen it before, I recommend it. It's 13 episodes long.
Yeah, it's 13.
Episodes long, so it won't take you that long to actually watch the entire anime. But I definitely recommend it, and I think we'll see you guys at my next dubbed anime review.